Today on CityCast Denver, we're looking forward to Juneteenth this weekend with one of the people making it happen.
So is there a part of the Juneteenth festival that you personally look forward to every year? Like, is it the food, or is it a band, or is it...
Just the people. You know, I call it like our city's family reunion.
Colorado recognized Juneteenth in 2004. The city did the same in February of this year. And earlier this week, the U.S. Senate finally followed suit. But on Welton Street, people have been celebrating Juneteenth for nearly 70 years. Today is Thursday, June 17th, 2021. I'm Paul Caroli, and this is CityCast Denver. All right, let's see what's happening out there today. Surprise, surprise, it's going to be hot. Again. Highs will approach 100, and there's a chance of showers in the afternoon. And speaking of the oppressive heat, the city's Office of Climate Action, Sustainability, and Resiliency released a report this week with tips on how to stay cool, if you're a building. Apparently 30% of Denver homes don't have air conditioning, and the city's recommended fix is something called an all-electric heat pump, which can provide both heating and cooling without causing too many unnecessary emissions. Those can be pretty expensive, though, even if they would help stave off climate catastrophe. If you're just a person hoping for a reprieve, the city has opened free cooling stations at all public rec centers and libraries. Today is the last day those are supposed to be open, but the weekend is going to cool off a bit, with highs in the low 90s on Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully it won't be too painful out there. Starting next year, the University of Colorado A-Line will no longer be called that. The $5 million branding deal between CU and RTD is expiring, and they're not renewing, we learned this week, which means it's time to start talking about a new name for the train to the plane. Past and future CityCast Denver guest Nate Miner has been reporting on the A-Line for CPR, and he was having some fun on Twitter putting out the call for people to pool our resources and buy the naming rights. Got any ideas? The only one I keep coming back to is, well, you don't want to hear this. Okay, twist my arm. Okay. The Paul line. Kind of snappy, right? The story of the end of the Civil War often gets boiled down to a dramatic scene at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia on April 9th, 1865. All the bearded generals in blue and gray standing around a table signing their very important names to a very important document. But the real story is a little more complicated and drawn out, especially for the millions of black people who were still enslaved in the South. They had to wait for the Union Army to come and enforce Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. And in the case of Galveston, Texas, the most remote slave city in the dying Confederacy, it took 2 months for them to show up and pass along the good word. The day it arrived was June 19th, 1865. June 19th. Juneteenth. People in Denver have been celebrating Juneteenth for a long time. Just ask any 5 Points old-timer about the annual parade through the neighborhood and settle in for some stories. But in the past decade or so, Juneteenth in Denver has been changing. A lot. It's not just for 5 Points anymore.
There's one thing you cannot do is grow a street.
Oh.
So, grow a street? Yeah, the street doesn't grow.
Norman Harris was on CityCast Denver a while back talking about the Park Hill Golf Course. He's one of the people behind the push for a new mixed-use development there. But he's also the man behind the Juneteenth Music Festival, which has taken the annual celebration to the next level in the past 10 years, and is back in person this weekend. Norman's also got deep family roots in 5 Points, so we sent CityCast producer Xander McMahon out to Welton Street earlier this week to tag along as he gets ready for the big weekend.
Are you familiar with the neighborhood?
No, not really.
So that building my grandfather developed in 1980.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That building right there, really, when we started organizing Juneteenth Music Festival in 2012, that was like where we started. That was our home base. That was our office. We started conducting all of our meetings there. It was great because Grandpa was there. I was always able to weigh in on certain things 'cause he really, probably got to see the genesis of Juneteenth starting here. So one of the big things I can remember him really pressing on that I didn't really understand the importance of was the Juneteenth parade. And, I think when we first started organizing Juneteenth, we were really just focused on just trying to have a big concert, making sure, we had a big turnout. It was kind of like the big shiny things that, might be attractive to folks. But I got a video of it. He really impressed how important the parade was, who led the parade. That's a little story on that, like 1,000,001 stories on that building. But it's cool how just having that space there, having access to the space, gave Juneteenth just a little bit of what it needs, just a place for us to meet and to build upon our ideas. It was some of the most memorable times I had organizing the festival. It really very humbly started, organized and started in that office.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible, because you look at it, you're like, oh, it's a building, but it's so much more than a building. It shows you the importance of like having spaces for people to gather and what can come out of that.
Yeah. So if you know the story of 5 Points, is like redlining was an issue, and so like a lot of the reasons why a lot of these properties are in the state that they're in right now is because a lot of the property owners down here were blocked access to capital to be able to improve the properties and the businesses and whatnot.
So right now we're walking down. What are we walking down? Welton?
We're on Welton. We're on 25th and Welton.
Is this the parade route?
No. So the parade route goes down. It goes down 26th Avenue from Gilpin Street to Welton Street.
Okay.
So it starts at Manual High School is where the parade starts.
And where are the vendors going to be located? Are they going to be up and down here?
Located we have 140 vendors and counting. I think my partner Chris was actually signing someone up when we ran. We have 140 counting. So I believe right now we're like here from 24th and Welton. We've got vendors pretty much lined up all the way down to 29th.
Oh, dang. So it's clear that your roots with this Juneteenth festival are deep, like sounds like this was kind of your family's baby, right?
Yeah, it's my baby. It's like a teenager now, like 10 years old, Juneteenth Music Festival.
But that doesn't count as doesn't have to be like...
Yeah, he said on the fence somewhere. Multitasking.
Yeah, we're getting some tasks done. Tell me, what has it been like now that it's in its 10th year, what has it been like to watch it grow into this event that is attracting 140 plus vendors?
It's been great to watch it grow. It's certainly been an uphill challenge, and I think it's something that reflects a lot of folks' hard work. We certainly didn't get here on our own, and there were a lot of people who helped Juneteenth prior to our efforts. And so it's very exciting to see so many people who are recognizing it and understanding what it means, where I don't think we had that type of awareness in the past.
Yeah, well, and this is the first year that the city of Denver is making it an official holiday, right?
Well, it's always been a holiday for me.
Right, of course.
But we're very thankful for the leadership of Mayor Michael Hancock and Councilman Christopher Herndon for seeing the value in making Juneteenth a commemorative holiday here. On top of that, we got a unanimous vote from City Council, and so now it's up to us, the people, to continue to push it. And I think the celebration is a big part, but not the only thing. We got a lot of work. We need to look at getting Juneteenth in school curriculums. We need Juneteenth museum exhibits. Right, when we start talking about slavery and what the residual effects of slavery have been, are some of the things that are manifesting in our society, and these disproportionate effects that that Black folks experience, that are much different than any other populations.
Yeah. I was reading somewhere that there was more or like a renewed emphasis on like partnering with Pride this year.
Yeah, so we are, the good folks over at Pride changed their date this year. And so normally Pride for the last 20, 30 years, as long as I can remember, Pride Fest has been happening on the same weekend as Juneteenth, which presents, conflict for quite a few folks. But even beyond all that, what we're really trying to address is how we can be more supportive of our efforts to address social justice and justice issues. And many of the issues that plague and affect black communities affect all communities. We do ourselves a disservice by putting ourselves in silos, and it diminishes the amount of people that we have. You ever heard, power to the people and the strength in numbers? And so there's so many things that push us to say, we should be in this group, we should be in this group, and this should go over here. It doesn't work like that. Like, we need to find where our commonalities are to address a lot of the social issues that we have. Mm-hmm. And so if we can use a community event that has such a precedence like Juneteenth as a foundation for folks to come together and have fun, but also know why they're coming together, then I think we're really moving some big needles. And that's like one of the big things of why this is important. So.
Yeah. All right, where should we go to next?
How about we walk to the 5 Points Plaza?
Sounds good.
I can cool down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We can go see. We got the 5 Points Plaza, a really cool place. I have some friends who own some businesses there, including Welton Street Cafe, Spangalang Brewery, and then a brand new place called Agave Shore. And it's a taco and tequila bar.
Okay. What's going on with Welton Street Cafe? I heard that it was in danger of closing earlier this summer. Do you think that's going to happen?
Aren't all businesses in danger of closing?
That is a good point.
Juneteenth is in danger of closing this summer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Juneteenth is in danger. If you guys don't tell some folks to
all right,
donate to our platform.
Okay.
That's JuneteenthMusicFestival.com. You can get on there and donate to us. One thing we're doing differently, or not necessarily differently, but we're making sure that we're changing up the flow of the festival a little bit this year. And so, like right now, we're walking on 25th in between California and Welton Street.
Yeah.
And so there's, several side streets that we're actually going to activate with food trucks and DJs and seating to promote just an area where people can actually safely consume, bring their kids, and play games and whatnot. We have some wonderful food vendors that are a part of it, and just the whole culinary experience at Juneteenth is phenomenal. I'd say bring a hearty appetite, because we've got some really cool exhibitors in the food space. The Jamaican Reggae Pot Express is another one that's you're not going to just go to a drive-in and find most of the type of food that we serve.
Oh, that's you.
Do you think it looks like me?
Yeah, I could see the resemblance. Do you like it?
Wait, I'm sorry. What are we looking at?
They painted a mural of me.
Oh, that
Showing
one.
me. This is my first time seeing it. You drew this?
Great job.
Hold on, man.
Work in progress. We love it.
They said it was supposed to be a surprise for you.
Well,
I
he's
know,
here so
someone
often,
snuck
it's
it.
hard
Yeah,
to surprise.
everybody
Yeah,
coming
it's
by
the
like
age
that.
of social media.
Oh, man, this is sweet. I really appreciate it. How I feel, I appreciate it. I'm just kind of feel weird, man.
I love that they did the chalkboard, because you were just talking about how Juneteenth needs to be in textbooks. It needs to be taught in schools and stuff. So, have you ever had a mural done of you before?
No.
It's weird to see
My goal was to buy a building down here, buy my grandfather's building back, and that was gonna be the first mural I put up was his.
Ooh, all right. Well,
Yeah, it's a hot day on Welton.
yeah, we can wrap this up.
Yeah,
So,
let's go in the brewery.
sure.
Drink beer.
Yeah.
Let you drink a beer on the job.
Yeah.
That's all I
It's
wanted to
fine.
say.
We're just podcasters. We can drink beer.
Hey!
Oh, you got special Juneteenth. That's cool.
Really good.
We have a special brew. My good friend Darren, owner of Spangalang Brewery, they've been supporting our efforts down here since they moved into this place, the old DMV. They've helped us batch beer. You see, this year they've created a special brew. It's General Gordon Granger's IPA, order number 3. Okay, so we were talking about you needing to get a history lesson. What we're hoping someone to do is like look at this and say, well, who is General Gordon Granger? Right? And he is the guy who delivered the word of freedom to the folks in Galveston, Texas. He was the general. So Spangalang and the team got together and we're like, how could we come up with a concept that was authentic but also honorable to just Juneteenth, and this is what we came up with. So buying this beer here supports Juneteenth, supports a small business that's been supporting us for the last 6 or 7 years.
That's amazing.
I think 100% of our country needs to know about this. Probably 100% of our country knows who the first president is. 100% of the country knows who the last president was for sure. Right?
Yeah.
And so we need to start learning about all these things that like really make up our identity.
Well, Norman, thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I hope this went well.
Oh, yeah.
We've got links to a full rundown of the celebrations this weekend in the show notes for this episode. And I want to specifically shout out the temporary exhibit on Juneteenth history that will be up on Saturday and Sunday at the Cleo Parker Robinson Dance Studio. If you need a break from the sun and the tunes and the food and the crowds, pop in and learn a little more about where this whole thing came from. Oh, and we're taking the day off tomorrow to mark the holiday, so don't expect a new episode in your feed Friday morning. We'll be back on Monday. And by we, I mean our producers Xander McMahon
Hey.
and Lizzie Goldsmith,
Hi.
and Peyton Garcia, who writes our morning newsletter.
Hello.
Our music is by Los Mocochetes, with additional mixing by Tyler Lindgren and more from the Epidemic Sound Library. Smash that subscribe button, text your mom about CityCast, and have a great weekend. Today on CityCast Juneteenth.